Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Zachary Pierce. I am Communications Coordinator for the State Retirement Board, and I welcome you to this month's monthly coffee or tea with MSRB. It is Wednesday, March 5th, 2025. It is 10:01 a.m., and it is a kind of dreary day in Boston today. It was raining when I came into the office, but hopefully wherever you are is sunnier and getting warmer as spring is getting closer and closer. Getting into today's episode, we're going to go through a couple of notes and different items that I have prepared. But just as a reminder, if you have any questions at any point, you can type them into the comments box. I do ask that you keep your questions general. Please don't include any personal identifiable pieces of information, such as social security numbers, dates of birth, or bank account information. If you do have personal account questions, you can always email us at msrbcommunications@tre.state.ma.us. Good morning, Mary. Thanks for joining us. It's good to see you. And also, I just want to say that I want to thank Lauren Levanchi, who will be assisting me in the comments section. She's our communications coordinator for the State Retirement Board, and she'll be providing any of the links or other items that I include. Getting started with some notes, though, one thing we wanted to cover is if you are planning to move or have recently moved, it's very important that you be sure to notify the board of your address change. Retirees who already have a summer and winter address on file with the board can call us to request the address update. Otherwise, you must notify the board in writing by completing and submitting a benefit recipient change of address form. It's really important that our retirees and benefit recipients provide this information. We've been receiving a lot of bounce back mail from our recent 1099-R mailing. So we get a lot of returned mail when members don't have the correct address on file. So you must complete the change of address form in order for us to make sure we have your proper address in our records. Once completed, the form can be mailed to Massachusetts State Retirement Board, 1 Winter Street, Downtown Crossing, 8th floor, Boston, Massachusetts, 02108. So that's 1 Winter Street, 8th floor, Boston, MA, 02108. Active employees can complete their address change by contacting the HR or payroll department that employs them. Also, just an important note about MSRB forms. If you are a new MSRS member, please check with your employer to be sure they submitted your new member enrollment form. Anyone submitting a form to a Massachusetts State Retirement Board should download it directly from our All Forms page on our website to ensure it is the most up-to-date version. All current MSRB forms are posted on our webpage. We recently updated the superannuation retirement application, the judicial retirement application, and the refund rollover request form. We included the new 2025 W4P and W4R tax forms in these updated versions. Please make sure you use the correct form to guarantee that all necessary information is received to avoid delays in processing. Good morning, Jeffrey. I see your question just popped in. Is there a chance of an early retirement being offered? So I've received this question a few times recently. At this time, we're not aware of any early retirement incentive package in the works. Anything like an early retirement incentive would have to come through the legislature, so through the governor's office and then through the state senators and state representatives to vote on. So if we do hear of any bill like that in the works, we will, of course, let everyone know. But at this time, we are not aware of anything coming through the legislature. But if we do become aware of it, we will make an announcement, I'm sure. Now, one thing I did want to cover in my notes today was actually an article in our Retiree e-News Bulletin. We talked about what happens when someone passes away. So what to do when someone, like a retired member, an Option C beneficiary, or an active employee passes away. When a retiree or beneficiary passes away, it's essential to notify the retirement board immediately. You can review the specific steps on the State Retirement Board's Survivor Benefits page. If you designated an Option B beneficiary at the time of retirement, You can change your beneficiary to someone new at any time by completing and submitting a beneficiary change form. If the deceased individual was still employed or passed away after separating from service and left funds on account with the retirement board, the in-service member death procedure would follow. If the deceased individual was an Option C beneficiary, the member's benefit would be popped up to Option A after receipt of the beneficiary's death certificate. The Option A benefit will be what the retired member would have received on their retirement date, plus any cost of living adjustments. The new higher amount is paid to the retiree as of the date of the beneficiary's death. Additional information on the option selection process can be found on our website. We have a page dedicated to the allowance options A, B, or C, which are the allowances you choose when you retire. As a reminder, board staff are working on the March MSRB Retiree e-News Bulletin. If you're not yet subscribed but would like to be, you can complete a change of address form available on our website. Fill in your personal information at the top of the form, including your email address, the one you want added to the e-News Bulletin. And as you're just updating your email address or adding it, you can leave the spots that say old address and new address blank, or you can mark them as NA. The form will need to be signed and dated and either scanned and emailed to MSRB Communications at tre.state.ma.us or mailed to Massachusetts State Retirement Board, 1 Winter Street, 8th floor, Boston, Massachusetts, 02108. The next pension benefit will be direct deposited on Monday, March 31st, 2025. The 2025 pension payment calendar is available on our website to be viewed or downloaded. If you need to drop off any paperwork to the retirement offices, regular mail delivery to our offices in Boston and Springfield continue. Drop-off hours are 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., Monday through Friday, except on state holidays. Our Boston office, once again, is located at 1 Winter Street, Downtown Crossing in Boston. Our Springfield office is 436 Dwight Street, room 109A. We have some upcoming webinars that people might be interested in attending. So we just yesterday had a benefits overview webinar, but we also have a new hires webinar on Monday, March 10th at 11 a.m., an understanding group classification webinar on Wednesday, March 12th at 12 p.m., a nearing retirement webinar on Thursday, March 13th at 2 p.m., a benefits overview webinar on March 17th at 11 a.m., and another nearing retirement webinar on Tuesday, March 25th at 11 a.m. So if you're interested in learning more about the pension system or about the SMART plan, you can sign up for one of those webinars, and Lauren put a link to all of our webinars in the comments section. If you can't attend one of those webinars, we do have some pre-recorded versions available on our website and on our YouTube channel. So this includes a SMART plan overview as well as some other videos that we have available. And with that, that's it for my notes. I'm going to get into our website feedback. Just double checking to make sure I haven't missed any comments. If you get laid off, sorry, I just missed a comment that popped in. If you got laid off, is it possible to buy back your time when you retire? That type of question, you might want to reach out to our buyback unit. Buyback at tre.state.ma.us. Good morning, Maureen. Thank you for joining us. All right, so I'm going to get into some website feedback that we had. As a reminder, if you are on our website, you might see a feedback form pop up. If you have any questions that need to be answered, it's probably better to contact us directly, either by email or by calling our office. But if you do include some feedback and you want to have someone respond to you, include some form of contact information. Otherwise, we can't figure out who left the comment, so we can't get back in touch with them. For example, someone was wondering, what is the Smart Plan's phone number? You can call the Smart Plan at 1-877-457-1900 to speak to a representative. They also have something called a territory map available on their website, which shows who your local Smart Plan representative is, depending on where you work or live. Someone also had questions about their taxes. So board staff aren't authorized to provide any tax advice. For any questions you have about your tax liability, you'll want to speak to someone either from the IRS or a tax professional. Someone else is wondering, how do they update their direct deposit account information? You can download the MSRB Change of Direct Deposit form from our website. Once completed, please mail the form to our office in Boston, Massachusetts State Retirement Board, 1 Winter Street, 8th floor, Boston, MA, 02108. The direct deposit form cannot be emailed or faxed. It must be mailed, as we do need to have an original ink signature. For the change of direct deposit to take effect for a given month's pay period, it must be received before the 15th of that month. The next monthly coffee or tea with MSRB will be on Wednesday, April 2nd. And with that, I think that's it for my notes that I have prepared. So I want to thank everyone for joining us today. Also, just as a friendly reminder, I didn't include it in my notes, but Sunday, March 9th is daylight savings time. So be sure to set your clock, head an hour, spring forward. And also, I hope everyone has a good rest of their month and a good rest of their day. And happy spring. Take care.